How's everybody doing out there today? Sorry for sticking my finger right in the camera. Oh my gosh, that's rude. Okay, so good morning, everybody. I am got someone coming in today for a lesson. So what I'm doing right now is I am opening fresh cans. Hello, whoever just showed up. We're opening cans, and there's nothing better than the smell of fresh tennis balls. Nothing better in the world to me than the smell of some nice fresh tennis balls. Watch this. Let me just give it a nice little. Wait. Oh yeah. Oh, that is good. It's like you could just drink up new tennis balls. Then you got to smell them. Then you got to smell the tennis balls, and that's good. All right, so as you guys are coming in, I want to thank you for coming in and let you know what we're going to be talking about today. Today, what I'm going to be talking about on this live stream, which I plan on doing more of because I miss y'all, is the building blocks to your game. Like, if you're trying to build your game from the ground up, what should you be focused on first, second, third, fourth, right? We're going to talk more about technique than the intangibles like, you know, mental toughness and physical fitness, but more like the technique part of tennis. If you were to build your game, what's most important to start winning matches as soon as possible? There's another can. We're going to be opening lots of cans. If you like opening new cans as much as me, then I'd love you to give this like a thumbs up. The more thumbs up you give this, it just makes me feel in a better mood. It makes me feel in a better mood. It has been a tough week, to be honest. I'm going to be honest. So here we go. Now, most people, thank you, we got 2 thumbs up. Most people think about, well, let me ask you this. Let's see if we can get a chat. What do you guys think is the most important thing? If you were to build one thing first, one shot first, what's the most important shot to work on in tennis? Hey, how's it going? Thank you. Thank you from California. What's the number one shot you would work on first and build the rest of the game around in tennis? Let me just hear somebody say something. Let me see a chat, an answer come in. What would you build first? And then I'll give you my opinion of what I think you should build first in your game. I'm waiting. Oh, don't leave me hanging, guys. Backhand. Okay, someone says backhand. Interesting. Why backhand? Pretty interesting. Okay, we got a backhand comment. So what we're talking about is building your game from the ground up. I'm actually going to be on, I'm about to sneeze. Is it rude to sneeze on camera? Thank you for the 3 thumbs up. I'm going to be at the Tennis Summit with Maribon, helping him open the Tennis Summit. I don't know if you guys know about the Tennis Summit? Give it a thumbs up if you know about the Tennis Summit. I'm going to help him open it on Tuesday night. So we're going to talk about building your game. Okay, movement and coordination, very good. Stick World Tennis, number 1. I like that. So movement, I totally agree. That's a good one. But we're just talking about strokes in general, you know, forehand, backhand, serve, volley, overhead, that type of thing. What would be the first shot you want to really perfect in your arsenal? And I think most people would say the serve, timing. Most people, I think, would say the serve because when you look at the Pro Tour, I think definitely the most dominant shot on the Pro Tour is the serve. But what's interesting to me is if you are a 3.5, I know we have a lot of, like, what's your rating? Let me know what your rating is. A lot of people usually who follow me, they seem to be rated between 3.0, 3.5, 4.0, and 4.5. So that's what I'm going to talk about today because I think it changes. It's not the same for everybody. The shot most used, forehand, okay? And the second serve, that's pretty good too. So the Pro Tour, I would say it's a serve. Like you got to have a really good serve on the Pro Tour. I also think if you're a 4.5 or higher, it's important to have some type of pretty good serve where you can put spin, you can kick it, you can slice it, you can hit it flat. I think that's very important. And I think with the online community, which I know a lot of people like my serve videos, they also think the serve is so important because they maybe don't like their serve. But here's what I find. I find at a 3-5 level, 3-5 or 3-0 level, I would not build up your serve first and foremost, because here's the reason why. I don't think at a 3-5 and 3-0 level, there's a lot of people that are going to hurt your serve. There's not a lot of people that really beat up. So we have serve and volley, okay? There's not a lot of people that really beat up on people's serves the way they should. Not enough people at the 3-5 and 3-0 level punish a bad serve the way it should be punished. Does that make sense? So for your first shot to what you can go out there and start dominating at your level, the first brick I would build is your forehand. I build the forehand brick first. And the first thing I would start to really get good at is mastering the idea of topspin. I think if you can master the idea of topspin, then that allows you to be consistent. So that's another thing. I think when people think about topspin, they think about power. They think about, man, if I could really get some topspin on the ball, I could really just crush the ball. And that can help you. That can make your shots more clean and make you miss. You're going to miss less. So that allows you to go for more. So your shots could end up being bigger. But topspin actually slows down the ball. But the cool thing, what I love about topspin, is it first rises over the net, and then it has a force. The force of the spin brings it down the court. So you can be more consistent than your competition. Another thing you can do with topspin is you can hit the ball higher, and then when it rebounds off the court, you can easily get it out of your opponent's strike zones. And again, people at the 3-5 and 3-0 level, to me, their ball doesn't have much spin on it. It doesn't have much weight on it. It doesn't rebound off the court dramatically unless they're just patty caking it up. Okay, lots of people just kind of push and patty cake at the 3-5 and 3-0 level. So if you're somebody who is out there and you can start hitting more spin at them and make the ball rebound off the court, and you can do it consistently, you're going to break down weak shots, and you can start to really dominate from the baseline with your forehand. Does that make sense? Give us a thumbs up if you like this topic so far. What we're talking about is building your game from the ground up. And right now we're focused at the 3-5 to 3-0 level. What would be the first building block of your game? And I say the first thing you should do is really focus a lot on your forehand. Don't worry about your serve. If your serve as long as you're not throwing a ton of double faults in, to me, people are not crushing your weak serves. Even if you have a weak serve, to me, people are not picking on it enough to where it should be the sole thing you focus on. We're going to talk about, if you want to get to that next level, how you then start to need to work on your serve. So I think the second shot is most used as the forehand. But if you already have the second serve and volley, yes. So people are saying yes. All right, so cool. People like this. Thank you for the likes. Give us more thumbs up if you're on here. Now, the next thing that I would build up, because let's say you're dominating with the forehand and then you're playing people spin and control, then the key is to adjust depending on the situation. Well, that's true. The next shot, we're just talking about shots, guys. We're not really talking much about strategy. We're talking about technique and shots to develop. Okay, cool. We got 5 likes now. I like that. My goal is to have 30 likes by the end of this 30 likes by the end of this presentation. That would be cool. Okay, so we've got the forehand. Now we're starting to dominate with the forehand. But if you're playing somebody who's a decent 3-5 or 3-0 player, maybe they have some control. So after they hit at your forehand, what might they start to attack? The backhand. Okay, so the backhand for a lot of 3-5 to 3-0 players, it can be very attackable. So if you start to dominate with the forehand, you start to get the spin. The next thing I want you to develop is a consistent backhand. If you have a one-handed backhand, it's probably going to be easiest for you to develop a nice slice first. I think it's harder for people, especially, and I think with a slice, you can hit the ball at any height level. Okay, so if you have a one-hander, I would really work on developing your slice backhand first. This is kind of practice for my presentation I'm going to do on Tuesday night with Maribon at the Tennis Summit. So I'm just kind of going through this, but your slice, you can slice balls high, you can slice at the mid-level, and you can slice it low. With a one-hand topspin, if you haven't developed that yet, it's very hard to be awesome up here with a one-hander. Even Roger Federer has that. So if you have a one-hander, I'd really work first on developing a great slice ball and then start to work on your topspin. If you are a two-hander, I would do the opposite. I would work on really developing a great two-hand topspin backhand, because you can pretty much do that at any level. When the low balls come, it's a little harder. But I find that people with two hands on the racket they're not very natural with a one-hand slice. And I find that people who are more natural with a one-hander are more natural to learn a slice first than a topspin. Okay, so it's kind of weird. People who pick up the racket and they've got two hands, they're more natural with topspin. And that's good because then they can hit the ball at any level except for low levels. You then have to learn how to slice a little bit usually with a two-hander. So there you go. So you got your forehand. I want you to develop an awesome rally ball forehand that can consistently go over the net 3 to 6 feet. You're not having to worry about winners yet at the 3-0 and 3-5 level. If you have a one-hander, the next thing we're going to build is either a nice one-handed slice, if you're a one-handed player, and then start to work on your topspin. And if you have a two-hander, I want you to work on your two-hand topspin, again, getting it 3 to 6 feet over the net, being able to consistently hit the ball past the service line. Don't worry about even hitting it back to the corner. Just as long as you can hit the ball past the service line at a 3-0 to 3-5 level, no one's going to pick on you. And eventually, if you hit a ball kind of deeper on accident, you're going to create a short ball for yourself or you're going to create an error. Okay? So those are the first two things I want you to really start to develop and feel very confident in if you're at a 3-0 to 3-5 level. Is everybody with me so far? Give this a like if you agree. Does anybody disagree with what I'm saying so far? Is there any other counter arguments to what I'm saying? I always like a debate on this. All right, so now that we've got your forehand and your backhand from the baseline going, the next thing we need, because now you're getting consistent, and if you're consistent, it's only a matter of time before what is going to happen. What's going to happen if you're consistent? Something good. You're going to get a short ball. But lots of people are not very comfortable at running up in the midcourt and taking care of business. And this is going to be interesting to you. Guess what the first thing I suggest you get really good at? Guess what the first, on forehand and backhand approach shots. Too many people put the pressure on themselves to come up and crush an approach shot. And of course, that would be the most fun thing to do. But a lot of you out there are probably playing recreational tennis. So I'd suggest the first thing you get really good at is coming with a slice forehand approach shot or a slice backhand approach shot and making that thing skid to where like it's hitting the ground and staying so low to the ground and skidding and shooting through the court. I think that that's more important and easier to develop than putting the pressure of yourself that you've got to come up and rip a topspin approach shot, because lots of you are going to get nervous in that situation. You're not going to be playing enough tennis. Again, we're talking 3-0 to 3-5 tennis. You're not going to be playing enough tennis to where timing, to come up and consistently rip a topspin approach shot, you've got to have really good timing. Other than that, you're going to choke and miss too much, or you're not going to hit it as hard. Guess what the topspin does when it hits the court? It rebounds up. So it's going to rebound right into people's strike zone, and they're either going to be able to rip a passing shot by you or lob. But if you can really chip an approach shot low, guess what's going to happen? They're going to have to hit up, and you either know you're going to get a high volley or an overhead, okay? So it becomes a lot more predictable what you're going to get for your first volley. You're either going to get a high volley or an overhead, rather than someone, when you hit a toss and approach shot that ends up being weak, now they can pass you, they can dip it at your feet, they can hit a lob on you. Where if you get really good at chip approach shots, now you can get a nice high volley or an overhead. Does that make sense? Are you with me? And I'm saying that this is what I want you to develop on the backhand and the forehand side. Get really good at your chip approach shots. Once you start, spin and control is the key to any situation. I was going to disagree with you when you said since the second serve, but okay. You are correct. Okay, I am correct. Cool. Give me a thumbs up if you think I'm correct. Okay. So, again, we're talking about 3-5, 3-0 levels of play, and we're talking about building your game from the ground up. We're talking about only technique today. We're not talking about mental stuff. We're not talking about game physical condition. We're just talking about what to build first, second, third. Notice we haven't said serve yet. I think at a 3-0 to 3-5 level, as long as you can, of course you have a big advantage if you have a great serve at a 3-0 to 3-5 level, but I don't think it's necessary to win a lot of matches. What I think is necessary is a nice, consistent forehand rally ball first. Second, don't have your backhand be picked on. Third, come up with a nice chip approach shot so you can get to the net when you get a mid-court shot. Then you can start to work on being more aggressive with your topspin. And now that we've come to the net, be very, very good at a nice volley from your eye level to your waist level. If you can get really good at that and really good at your approach shot and get good court positioning, what I want you to be very good at with this volley is placement. I want you to have the ability to hit a nice angle volleys. So work on your short volleys first. Get really good at short volleys. Then get good at being able to place a volley with some stick deep in the corners. But first, your idea is you're playing this point. You're topspin forehand rallying. You're not missing a backhand. You get a short ball. You chip a nice, strong approach shot. Now you're getting a high volley. Now you're working on your angles. So think about two shots, a nice angle or a deep volley down the line. Those are the first two volleys. So with those two volleys, you can keep your opponent guessing constantly. You're like, is Pete coming with a short angle at me or is he going with a deep volley to the corner? Get very good at those two things. If you're liking this, give this a thumbs up right now, okay? If you're liking this, give this a thumbs up. I'll even do a little juggling interlude for you guys. Okay. Now that we've got that down, this is what so many people blow. So this is the next building block I want to put into your game. Let me bust out the classic Johnny Mac Max Ply racket. I want you to put that overhead into your game. And this is the move you've got to get down. Too many people, their first move on the overhead, their arms straight up and the racket's open and they can't snap it in time. We're talking 3-0 to 3-5 players here, okay? So don't be a 4-0, 4-5 player and be offended out there. I'm saying most 3-0, 3-5 players, they get ready for overheads. Their elbow's too high, the racket's back, and they can't get any power and snap. In fact, that hurts my wrist. You need to develop a power position. Get in a continental grip and get into this position. If you can get your racket here, be really simple. Then just a little drop and coming up and getting a nice snap. Think about your thumb in, thumb out, snap. Then you can start to pop overheads away, okay? So now, what you've got a consistent forehand, you've got a consistent backhand, you got great chip approach shots, you got high volleys, right? And you're angling them away. And now when you get an overhead, you're making them pay. Too many people let people off the hook with the overhead and boom. Now, the last piece, if you have that all developed, if you feel confident on a topspin forehand, on a chip backhand if you have a one-hander, if you have a two-hander, feel confident with your two-hand topspin. Feel very good about chip approach shots, especially if you play doubles. And now get good at volleys and overheads. If you have all that in place, now you should be able to move up. This is a lot of work, right? This is not, you don't just snap your fingers and have all this happen. This is a lot of development, okay? This could take you a couple years to develop all this, but I'm giving you the blueprint. If you get all that in order, guess what? You're going to be moving up to the next level. If you're a 3-5 and you have everything that I just mentioned, there's no way you're not moving up to a 4-0. But now that you're moving up to a 4-0, as you feel yourself getting ready to propel up to a 4-0, now the most important thing, everything kind of flip-flops. The one thing I haven't mentioned is the serve. Now the serve becomes extremely important because what you're going to find when you get up to a 4-0 and 4-5 level, and if you're there, you will know this. People start to crush terrible serves. At the 4-0 and 4-5 level, so you can win a ton of matches at 3-0 and 3-5 with all the skills I've just given you. You'll be like the best player at the club. But you will have a tough time transitioning up to that 4-0, especially 4-5 level, if you got all this other stuff developed, but you still patty cake your second serve in there with this grip. So I think to get to that 4-0, 4-5 level, by the time you get there, you have to have a continental grip on your serve, and you have to be able to spin the ball. You have to be able to spin the ball. Now slice, skipping the rocks. That's right. Then kick. That's right. So I think the slice is probably easier to learn than the kick serve. And you can get the ball in general more off the court. So now it's time to start developing. That's right. As you're developing your serve, I think the thing that will hold you back is not necessarily power, but the ability to spin second serves so you can hit a pretty hard second serve in there and it's not easily attacked. That's the biggest thing you want to work on the serve, is developing a serve. It looks like I'm fuzzy all of a sudden. Maybe I need to move to oh, there you go. Now we're refocused. But yes, somebody nailed it. Now you got to really work on your second serve, because you don't want to have a serve that's going to be crushed from your 4-0 competition. Does that make sense? If you get up to that 4-0 level, 4-0, 4-5, each level you get up and you have a weak serve, it's going to start to get picked on more and more. Absolutely right way to build your game. Ground strokes first, then volleys, then serves. Only 4-0, right. Okay, that's right. So there you go. So I just wanted to make this live stream for you guys. Hopefully you like this video. If you like this video, either now or on the replay, give it a like. Also, go to our YouTube channel and subscribe and look at our feature video right now. Our feature video is the tennis sweepstakes that Matt and I have made a really good video on. If you don't know Matt, Matt and I make some videos together instruction-wise, and he also does Coffee Break Tennis, which is excellent. So we made a video together with the tennis sweepstakes, and it's open till June 20th. Then we're going to pick a winner, to where first prize is a trip to the Western and Southern Open with me and Matt, to where you can come to our master's class clinic that we do at Harper's Point. Then second, and you get to go to the Western Southern Open. If you don't know about that tournament, it's incredible. All the best players in the world are there. It's the big warm-up tournament before the US Open. So look at that video, the Tennis Lovers Sweepstakes, and sign up, because you'll be able to do the master class clinic with us and go to the Western Southern Open with us. Okay, that's first prize. Second prize is the Fed Head Superset, to where it'll give you a racket, a Fed Head hat, and a Fed Head t-shirt. That's second prize in the sweepstakes. Third prize is a $100 gift certificate from our buddy Scott Baxter at Play Your Court, so you can get $100 towards lessons in your local area. And fourth prize is everybody wins. Everybody's a winner, and you get our best training series that we've ever done, the 3X Power Serve training series. So after you watch this video, make sure you look at the main video on our YouTube channel. Also subscribe to our channel so you don't miss future live events like this and our tips. In fact, right after this, I'm getting ready to go out there and do a tip on how to stop over swinging on your forehand. And then we got a cool guy named Bryant coming in for a 2-day obsession challenge. That's another thing right now. If you're on our email list, be looking out for, we got a discount going through the weekend on our 2-day obsession challenge. So make sure you look for that. Come out and join me. I'm always able to make some pretty darn good results in a couple of days with people. I don't know if you've seen the Mary makeover video we did, but Mary came out her forehand. She wasn't so crazy about it. By the end, she was looking incredible. Let me know if you saw that. But that's it, guys. I'm going to say goodbye for now. Happy Friday. Hopefully you enjoyed this live stream. I enjoyed doing it with you. I enjoyed bringing out the Woody racket. I enjoyed busting open some new cans of tennis balls.